Like, do you have an MMR goal or like a Dota goal in mind, or are you just playing for fun?
I'm definitely trying to hit legend like right away because um just 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 because I'm on the upper league of
Nice.
whatever and I just want to like hit legend
So you're like
at least.
like 300 MMR from that or something.
Um I think 200 MMR.
Cool.
It's like it's not a big goal, but it's just what I have my sights on
Sure.
just right now. Short-term goals.
Um, so you need to win 8 games, basically. You need to net out
Yeah,
8 games. Cool.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
yep.
just a bit about me, because I started playing Dota 4 months ago, I think, four or
Oh, that's
five
it.
months ago, and so I don't have that much experience, but I
Okay.
have League of Legends experience.
Okay. Cool.
So that's why sometimes I might be really good at some stuff and just don't know shit about things that might be common.
Cool. Um, so how much influence do you have over your hero in this game?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, your
Influence?
captain is okay boomer dude, right? And
Yeah.
in our regular Dota, like, your captain is going to be this
Bible man.
Bible man, right? So I mean,
Yep.
like, are you choosing your hero, or is your captain choosing your hero for you?
Um, I give my captain like a set of options, and
Cool.
usually they choose for me. Just mostly because I don't really know matchups.
Cool. Okay,
I
I got
just
you.
know, yeah.
So I mean, okay, so I think, like, if you're somebody who has, like, let's say you have mechanical skill in Dota, like, you know how to move your camera around, you know how to, like, use your abilities.
Hmm.
That's not an issue for you. Maybe you know how to last hit. I really don't know much about League of Legends, but obviously there's going to be some transferable skills.
Yeah.
And so your biggest, like, your biggest challenge is going to be game knowledge.
Hmm.
And so, when it comes to that, your advantage in uh, sorry, how to counteract that disadvantage is going to be hero spamming.
Hmm.
That's probably the best bet. So, what I would recommend is, instead of having a wide pool, is like literally just say, I need to play these heroes and that's it. So probably you need to limit your heroes to four heroes,
Right.
and preferably they should be like some combination of heroes that you're good at, but also heroes that are pretty meta. So,
Hmm.
like, for me, I do this kind of thing where, this is not totally updated or totally accurate, but maybe this is my idea of, like, what supports are good, and what support, like, what heroes are good and bad. So I kind of break it down by, like, broken, extremely good, good, not griefing, and then dog shit. Um,
Hmm.
so I'll put anti-mage down here. Uh, so what would be your four heroes? So if we, like, create new, we say let's go Why is it Debnis? Is it
Uh,
Dennis or Debnis?
uh, this one guy called me Debnis, but my
Let's go.
real name's Dennis.
Let's
It's
fucking
like
go.
I really, it doesn't matter to me. Um, I guess Hoodwink, Grimstroke, Nyx Assassin, uh, Phoenix. I guess that's
Okay, so we'll say snap. Wait, so no, you said hoodwink, right?
no. Yeah, I said Hoodwink, Grimstroke.
Grim. Um,
Um,
you said clockwork, maybe.
yeah,
We'll keep it in the
Clockwork.
thing. What else we got?
Yeah, Nyx Assassin.
Nyx, okay.
Um, I'm thinking Phoenix and Earthshaker too. I kind of want to learn those.
Okay. What the fuck's Phoenix? Shaker. Do you play? Okay, so, like, if I were you playing like a support, what I would say is you should look 100% have Snapfire in your pool right now.
Hmm.
If you're playing Pause 5, like, Warlock's pretty good. Um, Grim is, like, really strong. AA is pretty strong. Like, I'm just listing at the meta things. Winter Wyvern's pretty strong. Jakiro's pretty strong. SD's pretty strong, and that's pretty. Oh, okay, Dark Will is also probably one of the best fours right now. And then you have like stuff like, so like, these are like, I think low MMR. These are pretty good. And then once you start, like, if you're really good, like if you're good, then you want to get like your Earth Spirits, your Tiny, and then like Tusk, be like another like. So these are like like OP roamers. Like these are just like like solid picks, and then this would be like your comfort, right?
Yeah.
So, how many games do you play a day or a week? Sorry.
I play like 3 or 4 games a day, I guess.
Okay, so that's pretty heavy on practice, right? Like, so you're definitely dedicated towards playing some dotes, right?
Yep.
So you have a pretty good opportunity to, like, in 10 days you could rack up 40 games on a hero if you were just playing that hero, and that's like pretty decent. Like if you look at like Miracle or like Crit or some pro player, like they're gonna have like 1,000, 2,000 games on some of these heroes. Like Miracle has more like Invoker games than some other like B tier pros have games total. It's like it's not a reason, like it's not a surprise why he's so good. It's mostly because he's just like spamming P heroes. That's how he gets good at the game. So for you,
Right.
you need to, if you want to get good at the game, if you want to win those like 4 heroes, if you want to win those 8 games, you need to spam like literally 2 or 3 or 4 heroes total. Like your screen should look like this, where it's just like you don't even have the ability to pick anything else. So
Right.
if I'm making this recommendation and I see your comfort heroes, I see like really there's like 3 types of heroes you have. You have 2 heroes who are like backline. I'll call them backline. Like these are not heroes that are gonna at all engage with the enemy first. Like they're gonna be sort of like there to like they're like snipers, right? Like sitting in the back line, just like pew pewing. They don't commit ever, and when they die first, it's pretty big grief.
Yeah.
Then you have like 2 heroes over here who are like initiators and like active gankers. And then you have 2 like really big team fight dudes. These guys are both, so in terms of greed, like Nyx and Clockwork are the least greedy here. Then Grimstoke and Hoodwink are second most greedy, and then Phoenix and Earthshaker are really greedy picks. Like Earthshaker needs to farm his blink before he can pretty much do anything for the most part. Sometimes you can bring him and have him roam, but for the most part, you're not going to play that. You're just going to like find a lane. You're going to static it, and you're going to just try and last hit to your blink dagger. Then you're going to hopefully counter initiate or like make some play. Phoenix, same kind of thing. It's not a very good, laner, Phoenix. So you're kind of relying on like team fight / shoving waves to kind of get your farm, but it can't really do anything by itself.
Right.
So yeah, if I'm going to make any recommendation for over the next like week or whatever for you to spam, I'm going to say let's take from the meta shit. So that's Snapfire for sure.
Okay.
Let's take Grim, because Grim is really fucking strong. I don't like Snap as a 4. I think it's pretty grief. I think it takes a lot of farm, and I don't think it offers much.
Yeah. I think I had a couple games of Snap, and like how I choose heroes to play is like if I kind of understand what their kit's going for.
Sure.
Like I'll play more of it, but for Snap I just don't really understand because like I was getting outpoked by the enemy support, and my Q, I felt like don't you need to be in a close range to get the full optimal value out of Q? So I wasn't really sure just how to play Snap.
Sure. That's a really good point. Let me get back to that once we pick our heroes. I think Jakiro is also a really good pause 4, and you're probably good at Jakiro because it's like a pretty simple concept.
Yeah.
And then I would take either Clockwork or Nyx, and I'd probably take Clockwork.
Okay.
So I'd say if you're going to play, this is my recommendation, is like, you know, choose a couple heroes you're good at, you know, and then a couple meta picks. So like, you know, Jakiro, like, Snap's really the only meta thing, but I think these three, if you're already good at Grimstroke, then like keep with that. It's really strong right now. And then you have Clockwork and Jakiro, who are just overall really impactful despite not having any farm.
Okay.
So you're mentioning like Snapfire, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to play a hero, there's like pretty much one way to go about that, and that's to go into like dota2protracker.com. You know, type Snapfire, and then find a replay where it's, you know, I want to pick support, so I'll go by support. So I'll go, okay, like here's a Snapfire. You know, this is clearly a support pick. I'm just gonna load up the Dota buff. So if you want to know how to play Snapfire, literally just watch a replay. And compare it to what you are doing. So preferably you would find Snapfire, like, you know, so if you're having trouble trading with Snapfire, then like this replay here, we'll look like really briefly at it. This looks like it's going to be a Snapfire pause 4, I would assume. So you're probably against this AA. So if you were a Snapfire against an AA before and you had trouble trading, then you would look at this replay. And then you try and figure out how this Snapfire plays. So you're with a Centaur, so you're probably going to skill Cookie first.
Wait, give me a sec.
Sure.
Wait, give me...
Okay. Just waiting on.
You're
back?
Sorry. Yeah.
No worries, dude.
Yanked my dad.
That's funny. Okay, so yeah, so we can take a look and see what this guy does, like in the game, just really quickly. This is what you would want to do. So okay, so he actually skills Little Shredder first. He's with he's actually playing pause 5 Febby is with this Ursa, so he's against the Skywrath. So, you know, I predicted the AA, not the case. You can also see his item build.
Yep.
So he's hiding in the trees. He's not really showing it all against his Skywrath. Fuck, man. There we go. So it looks like he's just using Little Shredder. Obviously, it's going to apply negative armor. And then it's going to be like, how many shots is it? 6? So it's like -6 armor. And you're probably going to just be trading during that instance. So here he is, you know. Fuck, this game is so bullshit because of the disconnect. Oh, God. So he just walks up, smacks him, and then you can see he kind of runs away after Little Shredder's off. So he's probably going to do the same thing. You see he blocked the hard camp there, so he's preventing the pull. And so this is the type of stuff that you would do if you wanted to improve at a particular hero. Like, this player is way better than you or I, right? Like, this is a professional player who like lives and breathes Dota, so their decision making is going to be so much better than, you know, our decision making. So that's why I really appreciate going into replays, and, you know, you just need to try and analyze what they are doing.
Right.
And speaking of that, let's try and look at your replay. Here we go.
Also, can you like kind of explain to me like what I should buy starting as well?
Yeah, totally.
Because that's something that I really need to work on, because I just follow like whatever guide is given to me.
Yeah, so the guide is actually probably going to be a generic kind of, you know, it'll be a good enough answer. So, I mean, like, as a support, like, your name is support, right? So you are there to enable your cores. You know, like, Dota's a game where you have some heroes who are going to benefit from net worth more than your hero. So you are this game playing the Witch Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So like it doesn't matter if you have any items. Right? Your hero is shit with items and shit without items. So like in terms of like,
Yeah.
if you think about it that way, right? Who's your carry? Axe.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was the carry axiom. Yep.
So like not the best example, but like like you can look at the Wraith King. Like a carry Wraith King is gonna be fucking crazy, right? So like he's gonna scale so much better because he has this passive lifesteal, he has this passive Mortal Strike. So like he's just getting like when he gets farm, gets items, he's gonna be tankier, he's gonna deal more damage. Where like that's not really gonna be the same thing for a Witch Doctor. You're not really gonna get like significantly tankier if you have like a heart or something. And then you're not gonna deal any more damage if you get a rapier. So your job is to like you basically have two jobs: is to limit the enemy core's like ability to get items and enable your cores to get items, and then hopefully you're gonna win. So you need to itemize and you need to buy items based off of those two principles. So like in a game like this where you have an Axe, Viper, Sand King, like those are pretty survivable cores. So maybe you don't need to invest in items to protect them. You're against a Wraith King, Nature's Prophet, Ember Spirit, and so maybe you instead invest in items to like punish those heroes. Or like so like it's really variable. It's gonna really depend on like game to game, and you have to really optimize. Hero spamming is gonna help you a lot. So if you play 40 games on Snapfire, you're gonna learn over those 40 games. You're gonna learn so much about what items are good against what heroes as Snapfire, and those items are gonna be significantly different than Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor, your big impact is gonna be the sustain with Voodoo Restoration. That's like a big deal, and then also your ability to hit this Death Ward and your Shard. So you're gonna invest in Glimmer. You're gonna invest in Glimmer Cape. Force Staff, you're going to invest in maybe amplifying your regen, so maybe like a Holy Locket and Vessel, and kind of going like a sustain like type of build. But you're looking to just survive on this hero, so you're going to pick as much survivability talents as possible. But if you're playing Snapfire, maybe you're looking to like amplify your Axe's ability to do damage to the MP or to the Wraith King, So maybe you're going a negative armor build on Snapfire. So it's super game to game, and you're going to learn those questions over time by hero spamming. I would say that like your starting item, this Sage's Mask, doesn't really do anything.
Okay. I started it because I think another coach was telling me to like go Ring of Bassi earlier, or on some builds just because the could trade more. I'm still trying to figure out when that's a good option and when that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so like, let's see. Your decision in terms of what items are going to go, they're actually going to depend on what items your opponents have. So as we come to lane here, you're against this Jakiro. So like this Jakiro, we can see he has 2 Enchanted Mangoes and a Tango. And you have 3 Tangos and a Healing Salve. So regen is going to be the most important thing in the laning phase. Like let's see, this carry. So they have a shitload of regen. So do you. So that's one thing. So you're not really. They actually have more regen than you. So trading is perhaps a bad option in this lane because they have a shitload of regen. So when you go and smack this dude, he's actually pretty happy about that because he has more regen than you.
Right.
That sort of concept.
Okay, so if I can't smack him, how do I provide value in this lane? Should I just be pulling, or just like what's an alternative to smacking him?
Sure. So you can coordinate with your SK to burst. You guys have 2 stuns and a lot of damage. So instead of like trying to whittle somebody down, and Jakiro has really high base armor and really high base HP, as well as the ability to trade through liquid fire. So or dual breath, sorry. So like this spell does a lot of damage to you. This is like 100 damage plus an attack slow. So, you know, if you hit this guy with a Maledict, he may not even care. He might just click you and spam you through because he knows he's going to deal more damage over time. Yeah. I mean, exactly. He's like, yeah, so what? You fucking Maledicted me, right? Like, I don't care at all.
Yeah.
So, like, how many games of Witch Doctor do you have? Do you think?
Probably around 10.
Yeah. So, like, that's not enough games to really know the ins and outs of, you know, how is this Witch Doctor versus Jakiro matchup going to be? Like, I basically just described what was going to happen. You're going to Maledict him, and he's going to say, who the fuck cares? And he's going to smack you through it. So like, I've played enough games on Witch Doctor. I've played enough games on Jakiro to be able to understand that interaction. So if you wanted to win that, you know, if you knew you were against a Jakiro, you know, you have to think like, okay, the strengths of Jakiro are he's really good at trading in lane. He's super tanky. He has like, you know, more health regen than me. He has 4.1 base versus, you know, my I think you have like a 2 point something base. We'll see. 3. You have 3. So he has like he's generating an extra health every second than me, and on top of that, you know, he's slightly tankier. He has and more trading damage overall. So maybe you come up and you have like 2 sets of tangos. Maybe instead of this being a Sage's Mask, this is like, you know, 3 enchanted mangoes or something. And then you literally just build Voodoo Restoration, which is 16 heal per second. And maybe you just trade through that mechanism, and then, you know, you can eventually just whittle somebody down with Witch Doctor. But that's not really the point. You know, if you need to hero spam to be able to get like better at this particular knowledge. Okay, so let's get into something a little more tangible, and this is going to be pulling. How good are you at pulling creeps?
I'd say I'm fair, not very good, not terrible, I guess.
Cool. So pulling creeps is probably the most impactful thing you can do for the lane. So the most important thing in the laning phase is the lane equilibrium. You want the lane to be here, right? Sorry, the enemy team wants the lane to be here. This is ideal for the Wraith King, right? Because if you attack him, he can just walk under tower, and then you guys are gonna die. How many times has that happened in our games, right? You think I can kill this guy, the tower smacks you 5 times, you're dead. Yeah. So the opposite is true. You want your lane. You can see my mouse, right? You want the lane to be here. So the best way to manage that equilibrium is by using the creeps to kill waves. So that's the purpose of pulling, is to get the lane in the preferable equilibrium. So the most important part of Dota in the laning phase is where are the creeps, you know, where is their equilibrium matching. So what you should be doing right now is pulling 110%. Every time you should be threatening the pull every single time. I literally mean that. Like, if you want this Jakiro, if he sits in lane, you know, he's going to come and he's going to smack your Sand King, right? And you can't trade very well versus this Jakiro. So you need to create. It's like we were asking a second ago. You need to create pressure, or you need to, like, how do you provide the most value? The most value is just going to be coming over here, maybe cutting a few of these trees so it's a little bit easier, like using your tangos strategically. That's why starting with 6 tangos is also pretty good, because, you know, you can use a couple of your tangos just to, you know, like, eat some of these trees so that your pull's a little bit easier, that kind of shit. Right. So 100% pull this lane. That's going to be beneficial for the main reason of bringing the equilibrium to a good place. And then second, it's going to be good because you're going to be denying some of your experience, you know, some of your lane creeps experience. You can also click on shit. So like a melee creep gives 57 experience. A range creep gives 69. This big camp gives 90 experience. So if you can deny all that experience and get some, you know, that's pretty good. Wraith King overextends. Your SK just kind of, well, the Wraith King just kind of died. Like, this is not. Yeah. Nice. All right, let's see if we get this.
I think I only stack it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, so
So
that was a
it,
waste.
um,
Yes.
actually, never mind. I was gonna say, like, would Jakiro wanna pull in this situation, or would he wanna stack if it was him?
Sure. So let's say you are the Jakiro. Um,
Mhm.
the priority is maintaining creep equilibrium right here, right?
Mhm. Right.
So when you're looking at the state of this lane, what do you think is going to happen?
Um,
Where is the lane
I,
going
f
to go?
I feel like it's gonna push.
Yeah. It's
Because you have more creeps than them right
yeah.
now.
This melee creep's about to die. This range creep is about to die, and the next creeps are over here. So
Yeah.
you're 100% correct. It's going to push. So
Mhm.
knowing that it's going to push, what should you do?
Um.
Okay, actually here, let's take a step back. So we know that the lane's going to push. So our goal now
Yep.
is, as the Jakiro, is to bring the creep equilibrium back to being positive or beneficial for your team. So what
Mhm.
will a single pull help you do? What are the benefits there?
Um. I think it like delays the next wave, and you might be able to get 2 denies if you're lucky.
Totally sure. Yeah, that's a good option. And yeah, so it's going to delay the creep wave. So that actually might end up having the creeps push even more, maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard to say. I think that a single pull now would actually yield the best results because you can't stack for another whole minute.
Yeah.
So
Or like, what if it was the wave before? Was what I was thinking of.
like this wave here.
Yeah.
Um,
But
so you
I
really
guess
don't
this
want to
is
pull
push.
when the creeps are under your tower. You
Mhm.
don't really ever want to pull
Yeah. Yeah.
because let's say you pull this wave. You know,
Mhm.
um, you're not really gaining anything. Like these creeps are gonna die under tower. Whatever.
Mhm.
Really, what this Jakiro should be doing is he should be standing right here
Mhm.
and tanking these creeps for like 10 seconds, like a
Yeah.
second or
Yeah.
two. He should be
That
using
makes
his
sense.
regen because he doesn't have any he just has tangos and he's not using them. So he
Mhm.
actually griefs his lane because he lets his creeps die under tower,
Right.
and like he just lost this Wraith King 2 CS and 2 experience, 2 creeps of experience, um,
Mhm.
because he literally just didn't go under tower or didn't tank the wave. Now the creep
Right.
waves are pushing. He should be 100% pulling this wave because you don't want this. Thankfully
Yeah.
your SK is actually pushing the wave, so it's not that bad. But like this, if this SK was good, he would say, okay, I don't want to push this wave. Like your SK is coming here and he's attacking these creeps. And like I don't know if that's the best thing. Like
Mhm.
you guys aren't in any position to kill right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, wait. But let's look at your play stuff a little bit. I'm actually gonna go to the beginning and kind of analyze your. More been talking concepts here, so I really want to approach and get tangible, like things I can tell you, so that you can actually work on them and then look at replays and figure out am I doing this skill correctly. So one of the things is going to be having a breakdown of your regen. So when you start in a game, I want you to think, who am I going to be laning up against? And then you can go into you can actually experience and go into a practice heroes, that little demo lobby thing.
Yep.
And you can spawn a Jakiro, have them literally fight against each other, and see who's gonna win. Is Dual Breath gonna outperform Voodoo Restoration? Is Maledict gonna be better? What's gonna be my best level 1 ability against a Jakiro?
Mhm.
So I try and practice those in those little one-on-one situations. That's gonna help you a lot. Hero spamming is gonna help you a lot, and then that'll give you the ability to itemize a little bit better in these lanes. Because this should never happen, right? This is such a huge deal
Yeah.
that you get zoned out this hard level 1.
Mhm.
He overextends and kind of fucks with this creep a lot and takes a lot of damage, which is kind of good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at your impact here. So it looks like you're protecting the pole there, which is really smart. I think you're playing this quite well. You're going to threaten the pole now. You notice that SK beats this guy up. You go for it.
Yeah.
You try and get the pull. This is like this is a really good play.
I knew I couldn't get it, but I just went for the stack. Yep.
Cool. Like that's really good. Okay. So that's like a huge waste. So like this is the type of stuff where like, so you're trying to win 8 games, right?
Yep.
So the only thing that you can do in a game is be better than your opposing position. So right now you're against a Tusk. Like that, this is essentially your MMR competition. You don't have any control over your pause 1. You have no control over your pause 2. You have no control over your pause 3, and you have no control over your pause 5. The only thing that you have control over is your play, and the only question that you need to ask in a game is: are you playing better than your opponent's pause 4? So this skill usage here, like this is something that you can look in a replay, and you can say, you know, like this is a waste when you know, like what does this accomplish? This guy's under tower right now. He has this tower protection aura. You know, your SK, I guess you could dive, you know, but save this for when it actually matters. And like this is going to be the difference between, you know, you now and then you know 20 games from now. You know, you're going to be slightly better at using your abilities. You're going to be slightly better at buying regen in lane, and you're going to be slightly better at knowing your matchups. And that's all the differences between 200 MMR. Is going to be those really small incremental things. If you had saved this spell, you know, now when this guy walks up, he'd be dead now, right? Those sort of small little tangible things. Like right here, he's fucking dead.
Actually, do you think I should have taken paralyzing cast first then? Because like I knew I couldn't fight him that well, but I actually thought I had more regen with the salve. That's why I traded so hard in the beginnings, so I could max my value off the salve. But is it just better to just take cast, so when he does engage on me, I could just cast him and disappear?
You know, I actually think this would have been better if you went Voodoo Restoration level 1.
Right.
I think it would you wouldn't have had much kill potential, but then this is something you need to work out with your like Sand King. What's your overall strategy in this game going to be? And I think because you guys have more sustained lane damage against this, like, you know, Caustic Finale and with this Sandstorm. So I think that if you literally just, like, you know, have Voodoo Restoration and sustain this guy in the lane, you guys are going to dominate. Sand King is like a pretty hard counter to these melee cores, and he's actually really good against Jakiro. Jakiro doesn't do much physical damage, and that's Sand King's, like, he's not very tanky to physical damage. He has a good strength gain, you know, like 3 strength gain, and he normally builds pretty tanky. So if you can just, like, use Voodoo Restoration, maybe even get 2 levels in this, and then get you know, get your Bazzi or get some sort of, like, you know, some sort of mana regen items, you're going to be able to trade with this guy really well. Voodoo Restoration is a crazy trading ability, and then you'd also be able to protect the Sand King as he's, like, you know, standing in the lane getting dual breath. So I think that Voodoo Restoration probably would have been, you know, hindsight, kind of like, you know, would be better. And then invest, you know, 1 point in Cask, and then like a little bit of Maledict. Like, Cask isn't going to be too good this game. So I don't know if I would necessarily invest in it, but this Voodoo Restoration is going to be really good. It's going to help you sustain. Like, nothing on their team has a lot of burst, and your heroes kind of want sustain. So I think, yeah, Voodoo Restoration plus like a healing build would have been slightly better.
Right. And this all applies to Witch Doctor 5 as well, right?
Yep, 100%. All right, this is a great pull. Your Sand King actually plays it really well. Jakiro fucks around with it, and then you guys get a kill off of it. So this pull is phenomenal. So yeah, keep on pulling.
Yep.
I think he's dead, right? Boom. All right, now I want to see you pull again. Yep, nice. Cool. This works. You're about to deny 2 experience to this guy. Looks like your laning fundamentals are quite good. in terms of like how you're playing. This pull, yeah. So this pull gets you another kill here too. So like you're 100% play. Well, not a kill, but whatever.
Yeah, I knew stacking would be like really good because we have the Sand King.
Nice.
The right team can't really take the
Correct.
camps. That was my thought.
Jakiro can. That's kind of maybe an issue. Nice. This is good. You're punishing the Jakiro a lot. Like you're dominating. This is sick, dude. You can probably pull now. Maybe tell your SK to push, and you can pull. But whatever. That was a really good play, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're punishing this guy. Is it like he's bad and you're fucking owning him? Fairy fire? Yeah, nice. Hey. Okay, so alright, here's a question. What? I'll just tell you. You should TP back to base in this situation.
Okay.
So. Yep.
What about just killing myself in this situation? Is that even better? Like, what? Because what I normally see or heard people tell me is if I'm usually just low mana and health in lane, just go die because it's probably worth it. Just get the teleport scroll and come back faster to help my fan.
So you don't get a teleport scroll from dying to neutrals. You only get it to dying to the radiant. So here.
Like, what if I just died to tower? Like they're T2.
Yeah. So. Where did you? Yeah, you're here, right? So you're a support. You don't care about your gold. You don't care about your items. You just don't. So you have enough money in the game, even if you don't have any kills, just from passive income. You can buy sentries, and you can buy. You already have your boots, so you're like happy. So you're not really. You're not so concerned with your own economy here. You're mostly concerned with like helping the team out. It's gonna take you like 20 or 30 seconds to go. Like the distance between you and the fountain right now is not that much. Like this tower right here is not that much farther. You can't die to neutrals anymore. Neutrals don't give you a TP, and they add like 20 seconds to your death timer. That's a recent change that you weren't even playing Dota when it was changed. Before the meta was just die to the this, but it's too easily like whatever. So okay, if you were here, wait 10 seconds before an enemy has attacked you, and then go die.
Okay.
Because if there's a 10 second leash on somebody getting you a bounty. So wait 10 seconds and go die to the tower. But if you're here, this is so fucking far away and you're so slow. That you had the only option. Like this is the prior. If you could die to this tower quickly, go die to this tower. That's the better play. Don't ever die to neutrals. But really, you're concerned about this teleport scroll and the 80-second cooldown. So what you want to do is use this cooldown immediately, so that by the time you get back to lane, it's up again. Okay. So what I bet you're about to do is you're about to so like if your mid is getting like dived right now, you obviously can't do anything about it, right? You're low HP, so you're gonna walk all the way back to base, and I bet you're gonna TP. You're gonna use your TP now.
Yep.
Right. So okay, this is actually a really good option too. You're refilling this guy's bottle, so this was the correct play. If you didn't, okay, well, I mean, get some. He's dead now, but whatever. Hey, now he has his bottle, and you have the salve. You have a salve for him. Come here, bitch. Give me the salve. Okay, he leaves.
Yeah.
Nice. Now you get some mid XP.
I had a salve. Yeah, I just wanted the mid XP.
That's good. You tricked him. That's pretty good. Okay. So I think I've definitely seen enough to give you some some homework. So like I want you to keep pulling, and I mean I want you to practice. So okay, let's go in a bot game. Fuck, how do I? It's so dire. So I want you to spend like 10 minutes, like as your warm up. You know, like, okay, we'll block and Snapfire. I want you to spend 10 minutes a day as your warm-up before any Dota. And I want you to practice pulling.
Okay.
So, you know, I also want you to look at like pro snap replays and pro whatever those 4 heroes I think you should play, or whatever you choose. What 4 heroes you play. I'm not here to tell you what heroes to play, but definitely limit it to 4. I think that these 4 are like, you know, really strong right now. I recommend, you know, like maybe if you want some greedy team fight heroes, sure. You're not going to have as much success as these heroes.
What do you think of Hoodwink right now?
So Hoodwink I think is a good mid, and like I think she's really greedy. I think that she doesn't offer much utility without being like when she's a support, doesn't offer that much. Like I think other picks are way better. Like if you look at this Acorn thing, this is basically like Witch Doctor, right? This Bushwhack is kind of like Darkseer. It's kind of like a stun, right? It's like an AoE stun, but like it's not terribly reliable. And then you have like, you know, this survivability thing, which like is pretty much useless for a support. And then you got the sharpshooter thing, which is, you know, pretty good, but only in like break situations.
Yeah.
I think her Acorn shot is probably it's like her skill. You know, especially once you get these talents where you use your what is it? I thought there was like a... Never mind. I guess 25. But anyways, like, you're going to get Mjolnir and MKB and all this shit. And you're going to do a shitload of damage. Like, maybe you get Ags and stuff. So I think she's just better. She scales a lot better as a core than she does as a support. I don't think she offers that much as a support compared to other support heroes. So I wouldn't recommend playing her unless you're playing her 3 or mid.
So, like... Let's say in this situation the minions respond. Would you pull there? The single camp?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Pulling's awesome. You call them minions. I'm confused.
So even though that it'll probably push your wave, it's
so here's what I want to show you. So I'm not very good at this, but I'm only going to try and pull 2.
Okay.
So you can do partial pulls. And you know, my lane is pushing, so like this is gonna yield. You know, maybe I'll get the CS right. So this is gonna yield my creep wave going back because it's a partial pull and I'm denying everything.
Yep.
So yep.
I've seen people do like full pulls on like the really shitty camp that can't kill anything. Like, is it just worth it just to get the EXP even though you're not denying anything?
No.
Or...
So remember, the pull is to get the creep equilibrium. And so like, if this drow wasn't a bot, this was a pretty easy like creep equilibrium, you know, back in play, right? So my lane is pushing now. So like here's a good camp. These guys do a lot of damage, but if I pull the full camp, they're gonna be pretty shit. So I'm gonna time it so that oh shit, come on. There we go. So like, I only pulled 2, right? So now what's gonna happen to the wave is obviously, you know, like it's good. Die, bitch.
Okay. And
so this is what you need to practice if you want to be like a really good support. You know, you need to learn this 2 hero pull or this 2 creep pull. And like you can win a game off entirely pulling, if your core is unable to die in lane. Like it's so strong.
Yeah.
And I guess there's one tip. Okay. Do you see how this Dragonite is over here?
Yep.
I can attack him through the creeps. If I issue my attack command outside of the creeps, I'm going to get 1 auto attack off, and they're not going to aggro me.
I didn't know that.
So
that actually helps a lot.
Do you know how creep aggro works in terms of the mechanic?
Kind of. Like, I get that there's like a 2.7 second where they aggro to you, and then there's like a 3-second cooldown to the re-aggro.
Yep. And the one caveat is every creep checks in like a 300 whatever like unit radius around it. So if I issue the attack command outside of those creeps, then there's going to be like that attack that I have issued. Let me try and get a good situation where I can show it to you. Okay, so if I walk up and just attack this dude, the creeps are going to attack me, right?
Yep.
But if I issue the command away 300 units or more away from him, I'm going to be able to walk up, get an attack off, and then the creeps aren't going to attack me. Now, if I keep attacking, if I let my dude do a second attack, then the creeps are going to aggro me.
Right.
So what you need to do to harass really effectively inside of the creep wave is walk outside of that 300 thing, have one attack, and then immediately cancel the second attack animation. So this can be part of your practice to be able to, like, you know, this is like really advanced shit.
Right.
And like it's gonna totally help you. Oh, here I am fucking this bot up, dude. Oh, I get his courier. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, bro. So you also need to learn how to pull. So yeah, you need to practice this pull through here.
Yep.
And then you need to practice the small camp pull. Like here's that shit camp, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and do the 2 pull. I'm not a support player, so it's like not something I'm like great at. So yeah, I fucked up, but like whatever. You know? So 10 minutes every day. If you do it for like 3 days, you'll get the hang of it.
One thing I don't really get is how aggroing like neutral camps work.
Sure.
Because I swear I've like tried to deny some pulls and it still aggroes onto them, and I have no idea why.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So like that leash time, so there's a couple things. Creeps will basically attack anything they have vision over. So vision is kind of like the big thing when it comes to pulling. You need to give vision over the creeps. And so if you're trying to deny a pull, you need to also deny vision over that area. So like I'm gonna do this pull, and this is a kind of a hard pull to do if you have trees around here.
Yep.
So I make this pull, but sometimes there's like trees in the way, and if these creeps lose vision of these guys, they're just gonna leave.
Right.
So if you're trying to deny, deny a pull here, I'll try and do it after these creeps die. I'll try and pull these creeps to the enemy dudes. I don't know if it's gonna work. No, it's not. Let me wait. Okay, here's these guys, right? It's like you're worried enemy's doing this, right? So you can kind of creep drag these away. So you can issue an attack on a person, have them come over here, attack the creeps, and then keep doing this. Keep issuing the attack. See how I just pulled those away?
Yeah.
So that's one way you can do it, is you can just creep drag them. And then, so the way that creep aggro works is if I attack them, they're going to continue to attack me. So I need to creep drag them, attack them, and then creep drag them again. And just keep doing this. Attack, and then that's how you're going to be able to pull them away.
No, but I've like had this situation where the person aggroes a neutral, and then I hit the exact same neutral, but it just doesn't aggro onto me.
Are you creep dragging, or are you just attacking them?
I'm just attacking the neutral camp.
Yeah, so that's not going to do anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have aggro, like they don't have aggro tables like that. All creeps in the game have aggro tables based off of defending enemy heroes. See how that guy just attacked me? So these creeps are going to here. I'll pull this. I'll pull this guy. No, come here. Fuck, drow. Oh, you idiot. Okay, shit. Let me try and pull again. But so creeps are going to aggro you if you have attacked an enemy hero recently. anywhere on the map if you've issued an attack ban. So here I am clicking A on this guy, right? Like, you know, and then as soon as I click A on that dude, all creeps in the game are going to check to see if I have, oh shit. No. There we go. So, okay, so watch this. This should be a good demonstration. So here's these fuckers, right? I'm gonna attack this Zeus down here, hit attack, and now the creeps are attacking me. So that's how you get aggro on these creeps, if they're attacking other dudes.
Okay. So if I attack it from out of range, it does nothing?
Yeah, if I'm over here or something and I attack these creeps, attack this dude, then, you know, these guys aren't going to care because I'm out of that 350 barrier. And if I just attack these creeps themselves, like they're already focused on a target. So the only way I get creeps aggro, you know, when they're awake and you know, living, is if I attack another hero. But I'm not sure if that's actually what you're asking.
Here, I have a replay here.
Well, it's getting to 12 now, so I think we'll probably stop.
Okay, yeah, that's fine too.
But definitely think you're a good player. You know, you just need to hero spam a little bit.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna put that in your homework channel, and you know, give me that thumbnail for the I don't know. Thumbnail probably be like support basics, replay review, support basics.
Okay, sure.
We didn't talk about a particular hero. I'll put some homework in the channel for you, and then we'll next week or whatever we'll follow up after you've, like, you know, and we'll see if you've practiced those items.
All right, sounds good.
All right, dude.
Thanks.
GG's. It was great chatting with you.
All right, see ya. Yeah, you too.
See you, buddy.
All right. See ya.
Oh, thanks for watching, Will. This is gonna get uploaded on my replay. Hopefully you learned something, or uploaded on my YouTube. GG's, everybody. Bye.